Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would film what's in my pencil case today. So this is my everyday pencil case that I carry around with me. It is by Out of Print Clothing, and they make a whole range of library themed things, and this is like a library card, and it's actually, I think it's actually marketed as like a cosmetics pouch or something, but for me it's the perfect size as a pencil case. I can carry a lot in it. I tend to carry around my bullet journaling supplies, everyday supplies, and also a few drawing supplies just for on the go in case I just feel like drawing while I'm out and about. Okay, so let's open this up and have a look inside. So the pouch is rectangular, and it has quite a lot of give in it, so it can hold a lot of stuff. I'm just going to pull things out and talk about them as they sort of come out of my pencil case so we can go through them. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is this Kuretake brush pen. So this is a water brush, and it's quite a fine tip, and I just keep this with a bit of water in it just in case I am feeling inspired and want to work on some watercolour. At the moment I'm carrying around my watercolour things because I'm working on an Alice in Wonderland project that I really want to finish off in watercolour, so I'm just sort of keeping it with me just in case I feel inspired at any point. So that's these are my favourite water brush pens. I do have others, like I have the Pentel Aquash. I have these weird Derwent ones that I really don't like, but my favourite are the Kuretake ones. So I'm going to move that down because there's a lot more of those somewhere. But the next thing that I'm going to talk about are my Crayola super tip pens. These, I am a big fan of Crayola. I have been for a very long time, and I was using the little chubby markers for my bullet journal, but because they're short but they're really thick, so they take up a lot of room in the bag. So I've been using these super tips as my bullet journal pens. So I write the date and the day of the week, and I use these to mark down my little bullets so that in my to-do lists, and it just adds a bit of colour. I have quite a pastel colour palette that I carry around with me. I just think they brighten up my week. So next, there's a lot of these, so I'm going to rummage around just a little bit to find them, because there are so many, and I probably do not need to carry all of these because I definitely don't use them all. So I might actually cull some of these from daily carrying around, but they are my sort of new favourite drawing implement, and that is the Prismacolor. Oh, there's another Crayola pen. These are the Prismacolor Color-Rays colour pencils, and I carry these around in a variety of colours, mainly pinky reds, violety purples and blues. And that's because pinky reds I find great for my first layer of a sketch. Violety colours I like to do, no, it's the other way around, sorry. I like to do violety colours as my base layer of a sketch, and then I top it off with red, just so that I can see the difference, and then I will go over it in marker and then scan that in if I want to then watercolour it. These pencils are great because they're erasable. It seems to be like there are more erasable colour pencils coming on the market at the moment, which I'm really excited to try a few different ones, because these are a pain in the bum to get hold of. You have to import them from America. I usually buy mine on eBay. There is a shop that they send them over from the States. They say that they're in the UK, so I was really annoyed when I first discovered this, because the pack of 24 is about £25, which means that they're over the VAT rate. So if you get caught, then you do have to pay VAT on them, but they do ship them over from America, so just don't get caught by that. But I have to admit, when they arrived, I didn't get charged. And they are really good, so I'm really glad that that I got the 24 pack. I had previously bought the 12 pack, and it was missing a few colours. I thought it had a few colours and it didn't. It doesn't have lavender and violet in it. It just had purple, and the purple is too pink toned for me. So actually, that's one of the ones I can take out. And it doesn't have like rose and things like that in. So they are really good for if you want to draw, but you don't find normal graphite pencils to be, I don't know, I just find that they're good for doing a sketch, but they're not, I don't know, there's something about them that when I use graphite pencil, I don't feel like it's a finished sketch sort of thing. I have to top them off with coloured pencil. So yeah, those are, I'm definitely gonna cull some of these, because I only use a couple of them like on a daily basis. I don't need to carry this many. But those are my Colorays pencils. I'm trying to sort of put them around the screen so you can kind of see what I've pulled out of the bag. So the next thing that's jumping out at me is my Copic Fineliners. I'm sure I have more than this in here. Excuse that car. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I've taken some out. So these are my favourite Fineliners. They are the Copic Multiliner, and these are the non-refillable version. And although I am all for protecting the environment and having a recyclable pen that I can refill, the reason that I love the Copic Multiliner more than any other multiliner is the end of the barrel. I'm hoping you can see that, but it's smooth all the way to the end. And most Fineliners have got horrible ridges here, which are supposed to make it so that you can grip them easier. But for me, it just leaves an imprint in my finger and it really hurts. So especially because I work full-time during the week, I usually do most of my artwork at the weekends. So I can spend all day drawing, and they just really, really hurt. So these don't. They're nice and smooth. They're pigment ink, they're water and Copic proof, so I don't have to worry about them running. I have them in black, brown and grey, but I predominantly use the black, and the ones that I carry around with me are the 0.05, the 01 and the 03. And they're like my go-to sizes. I tend to work pretty small. I don't tend to do big pieces of artwork, so those are my favourites. Okay, so let's just take these out just because they keep getting in the way. These are the post-it notes that I carry around with me. This is a sprinkle donut. I think that was from Paper Chase ages ago. And this is a party ring, which is, that top one's really dirty. But I got this in a Lucky Dip Club box. Just trying to see if you can, there you go, you can see a bit better there. So it's just a very faint pink party ring. And I just keep them in there because they're a good size. They're quite small. They don't take up too much room. So next, let's just quickly cover highlighters. I have 2 in here at the moment. I don't carry loads because I have loads on my desk at work, but these are the Stabilo Boss pastel highlighters, which I bought in a pack of 6 from Sainsbury's, and they weren't particularly expensive. I think they were a £5 for 6 highlighters, and they are just really gentle shades. They really aren't violent highlighters, which just my pastel loving heart just loves these so much, and I basically like rotate the colours around so that I have a few different every couple of weeks, otherwise my highlighting starts to look the same. But I do love these. They're if you love pastels, I think these are a bit of a must. Ooh, we are getting more into the basics in here now. So yeah, okay. So next I carry 2 normal pencils. I have a 4H Derwent Graphic and a 2H Derwent Graphic, and I use these hard pencils as the outline when I'm watercolouring. If I don't use a Coloraze, then I use one of those 2. I also carry a mechanical pencil which also has 4H lead in it, just in case. I actually prefer using the mechanical pencil, and I just use the Pentel Super High Polymer Black Lead for that. And this mechanical pencil from Caran d'Ache takes 0.7mm lead, which is a little bit of a pain. And actually, when I was in London recently, I found this amazing art shop called Atlantis Art, and they had 4H 0.7 these leads, and I bought about 3 packs because they're really hard to find in shops. People don't tend to stock 4H, so I have those on hand as well. And then the other pencil that I carry around, which it's kind of along the same lines as the Coloraze. It's the again by Caran d'Ache, and it's the Sketcher non-photo blue pencil. So this is an erasable, very light blue pencil, and this doesn't it's non-photo, so when you photocopy your work, it doesn't show up on the photocopy. So I can sketch with this, line draw over the top, and it doesn't show up on the photocopier. A bit like the Colorazes, they don't show up on the photocopier as well. It's quite well, some of them do, some of them don't. But this is again one of those things that you see if you look at traditional animation. You often see that they used blue and red ink for this purpose, basically, but this one is actually made to do that, and I do like it. I have quite a few of these. The only thing I find is that the leads break really easily, so they don't last very long, and they are quite expensive. So that's why I've got the Coloraze as well, just to sort of have a couple of different options. So we are getting more into pens now. I'll just quickly talk about my, this is a Kuretake brush writer. Again, it's a brush pen, the same as my water brush, but this one comes with black ink in it. I just find it really, really handy to have, so that I've got something that can do a bit more of a calligraphy script line. And again, I just bought that from eBay. I will try and link it down below. I have a couple of my favourite calligraphy pens in here. I've only got the 2 colours in here at the moment, but these are the Pentel Fude Touch pens. So these, they look like a normal fibre tip pen, but actually if you ever see my writing and it's thick and thin, then it's not really, really thick, it's just kind of a subtle thickness, then it's usually these that I'm writing in. Sorry about that. It's usually these that I'm writing in, and I got these from, my first one I got from Amazon, and it was extortionate. But when I was in London at the, last weekend, I went to London Graphic Centre, and they have these in loads of different colours. I didn't actually know that they came in different colours, so I picked up a purple one. I think I also picked up a blue, but I don't know where I've put it. So yeah, they're my favourite kind of, yeah, just sort of calligraphic pens, I suppose. I have a scale ruler in here. This is by Jacquard, and it's just really handy for when you're trying to work out scale. I have a Kaweco Sport fountain pen. These are those really cute fountain pens that you see. They're really small, really compact, and it's actually really durable, and I love the colour. I don't write very often in fountain pen, but when I do, this is my one of choice, and I also have a pack of ink cartridges to go with that. I have a little mini Tipex mouse because we all make mistakes. This is really cool. This is a Sakura quickie glue, and this is literally glue in a pen form. So this is like a jelly roll kind of pen. It's got a really fine tip, and it's just really handy for if you just need to stick something down that's really small. And it does permanent glue, and then if you put it on and then leave it for a couple of minutes, then it makes it tacky, so it's more like a post-it kind of thing. But I just carry that around for, again, just in case, because you never know when you need a little bit of glue. I have a couple of erasers in here. I have the Staedtler Racerplast eraser. These are possibly my favourite. I don't know what it is about them. It's only the black ones as well. The white ones I find smudge, but the black ones, something about them, just it erases really, really nicely, especially the colour erase pencils, because not all erasers work very well on those. So I have that. And then I also have this little, what's it called? Pentel Click eraser. And this is just one of those ones that's retractable. It takes up less space, and you can get refills for it. So yeah, it's I quite like this. I got this again in London Graphic last weekend, so I'm just getting used to using it. It's not so good on the Colorase, but it is really good on standard graphite. So yeah, I like that one. I have this really fun little pair of scissors. These, I can't actually remember who they're by, but I bought them in Waterstones. It's kind of like a kawaii company. They also do like hand cream and lip balm, pocket mirrors, all sorts, but they also do pens, highlighters, and these little compact scissors. These actually are quite good scissors. They don't look it when you open them, but I had to cut a label off something last weekend and they were a treat, so yeah. We're getting down into the last little bits now. So I have a few different pens right at the bottom. I have a Papermate Inkjoy gel. I only carry one because I have loads on my desk at work, so I don't need to carry lots anymore. But this is my favourite writing pen for my bullet journal, for any kind of writing really. It's just really smooth. You can now get these in the UK. I've seen them in Sainsbury's and Tesco. Yeah, I really like these. I have a Pilot G-Tech C4, which this was recommended by Fran Nerd. She uses this for her art. I'm not a fan of it for inking drawings and things, but it is okay for just writing. And this I picked up in Paper Chase. They have a few different sizes. And then I have this little pen that I got free in Blogtacular last weekend. It's Pinterest branded, and it's like a little fine liner. It's really nice actually. It's a little bit, I think because I'm used to the Inkjoy and that's really, really smooth, I find this a little bit scratchy, but it is quite nice for a fine liner. So, and it's really tiny. It's really dinky. It's quite cute. Okay, so the very last sort of pen bit, I have a Uniball Signo White in here. I usually either have this or a Sakura Jelly Roll in white. It's just for adding highlights and white details to artwork, and it's, yeah, I find the Uniball, it doesn't skip as much as the Jelly Roll. Jelly Rolls do tend to skip, which lots of people don't really talk about. They rave about Jelly Rolls, but they do skip a little bit, so. There. Then I have a Molotow masking fluid marker. This is the fine one. This is the 2mm fine nib. They come in a few different sizes, and it's just really handy to be carrying masking fluid in a form that's easy to use, because usually masking fluid can just be a real pain. But yeah, this is just for when I'm watercolouring and need to block anything out. They do come in 2 different sizes. They come in a really fat version as well. The only thing I would say about Molotow masking fluid is that you need to layer it on quite thickly, otherwise it's quite difficult to get it to come up from the paper. I don't know if that's because I use hot press, so it's really smooth, but it is a little bit difficult to use, and it's blue, so when it doesn't come up it's really obvious. Then I have one teeny weeny little drawing stump in here. I rarely use this. In fact, I don't think I've used this one at all. But it's just handy to have just for blending, just on the off chance that I want it. Now, the last little bits in here are a couple of washi tapes. I have this like pale pink geometric pattern in little flowers, which I think was from Paper Chase. And then this high 5 washi, which is from Oh No Ratio. Rachel very kindly gave me this last weekend, and I just love it. It's so cute. And then finally, I just have a few paper clips, a combination of some rose gold ones, some cat-shaped ones, and then I have a standard, this is actually a Coom pencil sharpener. Coom are really, really good at making very high quality pencil sharpeners. They are really hard wearing, durable. I have this one that's also by them that James got me for Christmas, and it's a reproduction vintage Bakelite one. And just the actual sort of blades themselves are really hard wearing and they last a long time, so I really like those. So I'm just going to, so that was the contents of my pencil case. I hope you liked this little look into what I carry with me. I will try and link everything that I can down below, so if you are interested in any of the products mentioned, just sort of have a look down there. If I haven't linked it, then send me, leave me a comment or send me a message, and I will do my best to find it for you. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.